Hi, welcome to Duelist Throne. My name is Kizuraichi, and right now I want to talk about the source of life. The inquiry into the source of life demands rigorous definition, for the phrase give life operates under at least two fundamentally distinct senses, necessitating a precise theological and biological separation to establish truth. To understand this concept, we must first distinguish between originating life as an ultimate cause and causing another living things to exist through participation or reproduction. If the inquiry focuses on the concept of origination, the role of being the ultimate source from all life originates, the answer becomes sharply focused within a specific theological framework. From the perspective of mainstream Christian theology, this definitive role belongs exclusively to God. He is positioned as the sole ultimate source and giver of life, the transcendent being from whom all existence depends, as affirmed by foundational texts like Genesis 2 verse 7, John 5 verse 26, and Acts 17 verse 25. In this context, other created beings fall short of this designation. Angels are creations themselves. They do not possess inherent life in a generative sense, nor can they originate it. Humans, though imbued with unique capacity, cannot create life from nothing or impart the essential life principle independently of divine action. Similarly, animals, plants, and bacteria, while existing as living entities, do not function as the ultimate originators of life. This theological understanding sets a crucial boundary for the concept of creation. It establishes God as the singular ground of being, the necessary prerequisite for existence itself. This definition contrasts sharply with a more functional, biological interpretation of the phrase give life, which addresses the dynamic process by which existing organisms perpetuate themselves and sustain biodiversity. If the inquiry shifts from origin to causation to asking what causes another living thing to live, the answer necessarily expands to encompass all living entities through their reproductive and metabolic functions. In the second sense, creatures participate actively in the perpetuation of life. Human gives rise to new generations through reproduction. Doctors extend existing lives through intervention, and individuals sustain existence through food and care. Animals perpetuate life through offspring. Plants generate new forms via seeds and other mechanisms of propagation, and bacteria produce new organisms through binary fission. In biology, every living organism is capable of reproducing and thus giving rise to new life. This process confirms that creatures are agents in the chain of existence, transmitting and preserving biological information across generations. However, this participation remains secondary. These entities do not create life from absolute nothingness or independently initiate the fundamental life principle. This distinction between origin and causation is essential for maintaining intellectual integrity when assessing claims about the source of life. Theologically, it is prudent to maintain a clear demarcation. God occupies the unique position as the ultimate giver of life, the one from whom all life ultimately originates and depends. Created beings, conversely, function as secondary means. They reproduce, nurture, preserve, or transmit life according to the established order given by the divine. This framework allows for an accurate evaluation of specific assertions. If one's claim is that only God can be ultimate giver and source of life, this position holds true within the theological structure described, because only God occupies the ontological position of ultimate origin. No created being can claim that fundamental title. Conversely, if a claim suggests that no creature can ever give life in any sense, that assertion becomes too broad and ultimately fails to account for the reality of biological function. Creatures undeniably participate in reproduction and preservation, acting as vital conduits for existence, even though their actions are dependent upon the originating source. What is the difference between being the ultimate cause and being an effective agent? The distinction lies not merely in action but in ontological status. One is the ground of being, the other is a manifestation of that being. We acknowledge God as the ultimate giver of life. We secure the foundation of existence itself, divining the metaphysical reality of life when we recognize created beings as secondary means, agents of reproduction and preservation. We account for the dynamic observable processes of biology without compromising the absolute nature of the source. This tension between ultimate origin and functional causation defines the entire relationship between the divine and the material world. How does this intellectual precision inform our understanding of responsibility toward life itself? If every creature is a dependent participant in preserving the order established by the ultimate source, what moral weight does that participation carry for human endeavor and stewardship?